Thank you for joining us today at Homestead for Life. Today we are making homemade apple cider. If you've ever looked up this recipe, how to do this, you will find that every recipe calls for cinnamon, brown sugar, allspice, cloves, nutmeg, or some combination of those things. So our particular recipe isn't going to use all of those things today, but those are all very normal to include. Also, several of them had a pinch of salt. A lot of them had oranges or orange peels. I say this to tell you that there are a million ways to make your apple cider. So this is how we're going to make it today. Some of the recipes you may have seen will call for quartered apples, sliced apples, cubed apples, cored apples, not cored apples. They're all a little bit different. I am going to take the cores out, and that's it. We're going to filter all these pieces out later, which is probably why they're all so different, and all of them have a ton of amazing reviews. So they all must be pretty good. But we're going to keep the cores out anyway. Put the rest in there. Now that we've got our apples sliced up, we're going to add our seasonings. So we are going to do 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. We are going to do 2, whatever these are called, of allspice. And we're going to do 3 cinnamon sticks. If I can get it open. Okay. We are going to do a pinch of salt. So our exact measurements, people, do not get it wrong. A pinch of salt. And about 8 cups of water. And as per normal, my water wants to spill everywhere. That's okay. We're going to mix this up. What you may notice is I'm using my electric pressure cooker, not the canner, not a crock pot, not a pot on the stove. Those are all valid ways to make apple cider. However, I'm not that patient. So we are going to make it in the pressure canner, in the Instapot today, my knockoff brand Instapot today. And it's going to pressure for 25 minutes. Okay, so let's stir it up and get it going. After it's done pressure cooking, that's when we're going to kind of smash it, get all the flavor juices out of there, strain it, and then we're going to add our brown sugar. You can use regular sugar, you can use whatever you want to sweeten it, but I prefer brown sugar in general, but certainly when we're talking about apple anything. So we are going to seal our lid and put this on high. So manual for 25 minutes and defaults to high. So it'll probably take about 15 minutes to get up to pressure, 25 minutes to cook, and then however long it takes to dissolve all the pressure and let the steam out. We'll see you then. Our timer is done, so we are going to carefully relieve the pressure on our Instapot. Once the steam's done, it'll let us open the lid, and then we can start straining it out. So what I have here is a pot, a strainer with a flour towel over the strainer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all of that in here, and then I will be able to press out all the juice into my pot below it. It's relieved enough of the pressure to open it up. So we are going to stir it up real good one last time before we pour it onto our filter. All right. Smells amazing. Alrighty. Into the filter it goes. That was like a perfect fit. So we've got our towel. We are going to squish all the juice out of this that we can, being careful of the steam and the heat. So I moved it into another pan so it's not sitting in the apple cider. And we're just gonna keep squishing it out. So we get as much as we can. All right, we've got it all strained out. Now we are going to add in 1 cup of brown sugar. And we're gonna mix that all in, and then it's ready to serve. So if you are gonna serve this immediately, you can garnish it with an apple slice or orange peels, whatever you would like. Since there's not oranges in it, probably wouldn't do the oranges, but if you went with one of those recipes, by all means, that would make an appropriate garnish. I would just put an apple slice on the side of the cup for a garnish. Of course, we've already established I'm not good at making the things pretty, just making them tasty. So probably don't trust me on a garnish anyway. All right, this stuff is hot as can be, so that sugar dissolved really fast. Apple cider can be drunk hot or cold. It's your preference. This is still steaming hot, so I'm gonna put it over ice so we can test it out for you. So here we go. Still really hot, even with ice cubes in it, so that's kind of magical. But that is really good. So happy holidays. Enjoy.